Um, Honorable Chief Minister, dignitaries on stage, my dear friends. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. And Chief Minister, I have to say that I was very, very pleasantly surprised to see this document on Advantage Andhra Pradesh. I was reading it, and I don't know if it's by design, but I think it is. You've called out logistics, ease. You've called out best state for infrastructure, energy infrastructure. You've called out outstanding contribution to port-led infrastructure. And you've called out ease of doing business. Why these four are super critical in today's time is because as the world is getting rapidly digitized and we are entering this era, what I call hyper digital, everything is digital. There are three transitions that will define leaders and followers. And these transitions, the most important, the first one and the most important is energy. Anyone who has an advantage, a competitive advantage in energy, is going to join the rank of leaders of the digital era. The second transition is supply chain resilience. How does the world recalibrate supply chains? Where do we see the new ecosystems emerge? And boasting of the second largest coastline, boasting of one of the best port infrastructures, networks in the country, already gives you tremendous advantage as we are talking about supply chain ecosystems, which will lead to resilience. And the third transformation is, of course, the digital transformation. And I think one thing you haven't stated here is that as far as I can remember, Andhra has always been a leader in digital transformation, starting with government services. You have always led from the front when it came to actually digitizing government. I think e-governance, if I'm not wrong, took shape in your state. And I think that's, if I could give you one suggestion, please do add that here, because then you have your capabilities mapped to the three things that the world is looking at today. And I think this is, as we are talking about advantage, as we are talking about India advantage, we are talking about advantage that states in India can build. We now have to focus on these three areas of transformation, and we have to show where are we the best and how are we the best. I think that's the simple job ahead for all of us. And the one thing that I believe is the secret sauce in India, it's our magic superpower, it's our people, it's our talent. Because everyone can have infrastructure, everyone can have, technology is getting democratized. Everybody will have access to the same technology. But having people who can use the technology to do things better than the other states or other countries is where the magic will happen. And I think Andhra has also boasts of, and that's another thing you should focus on here, tremendously progressive educational institutes, network, infrastructure. And I think if that can be leveraged to build what I call digital mastery, because in today's world, competitive advantage is defined by your digital mastery. You have it or you don't have it. I think that's where the superpower is. And I would urge you, and as NASSCOM, we'll be very interested to work with you to figure out how can Andhra lead the creation of the world's best, not India's best, the world's best talent for deep tech. That's an area that no one is looking at. We have little bit of success, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Pune, a few other places. But no state in India or no country in the world is today known as the magnet or the hub for deep tech talent, which is going to shape the industry, which is going to shape the world. And I think you have a tremendous advantage to take the lead in building not just the skills, but also the right mindset that is required for working on innovation and that is required for working on deep tech. As NASSCOM, we are already engaged with you through our Center of Excellence today, and I'm really happy with the work we do to drive innovation in your state, but I think there's so much more to be done, and if you are interested in taking up this challenge to become the #1 state and the #1 hub for deep tech skills, we will be absolutely thrilled to work with you to make that happen. So with that, all the best for the Global Summit. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and thank you very much.